Welcome everyone to After Hours Gaming League's tournament. We are in week 3. We're going to be seeing a match played between Blackberry and Crunchyroll. If you don't know by now, my name is Desifresh. How you guys doing? So we actually have some pretty strange picks, and actually strange some of ourselves coming out from this Crunchyroll team. They're kind of breaking the meta right now. We are seeing York in that top lane, and that bottom lane. Their summoners consist of Twitch with Teleport and True Clash with the Clarity. That's a strange thing to see. But we'll get more into that as I finish introductions. On the side of blue team is gonna be Blackberry in that top lane. Porous Cloud's gonna be playing Lissandra. In the jungle, it's gonna be Canadian Soup on Amumu. Then in the mid lane, it's gonna be Gray Fox on Fizz. Fizz, I meant Ziggs. It's okay. They're both small, and Fizz might be a Yordle, but he's actually a fishman. But it's okay. Fish and Ziggs, they're both really annoying to play against. And that bottom lane is going to be made up of Proviral on Corki and Welching on Jenna. Then on the red team is going to be Crunchyroll. In the top lane is going to be Topagay on Yorick. In the jungle it's going to be Black Knight on Olaf. Then that mid lane is going to be Leashmeister on TF. And that bottom lane will be made up of Aeon Samurai on Twitch and True Clash on Lux. So talking a bit more about that Yorick pick. Now Yorick he's considered to be a bit of a lane bully, so it may not be the easiest time for Lissandra. She does have the Icicle to kind of just farm up behind and avoid any pressure. However, she does misstep. She's going to be taking a lot of harass. As stated right there, a lot of damage going on, and he has the sustain as well. So any damage that Lissandra tries to put down onto him will most likely just be healed straight back up. Again, a lot of damage going on. The Ghoul is going to be putting actually down to half health. She needs to be careful. Right now is going to be the deadliest time for her. When she actually gets a couple of points into her movement inhibitors as well as her own glacial path, then she'll be looking a bit safer. He does rely heavily on that bottom lane to do well though, since his ultimate is most likely going to be put down onto that Corki. Oh, we actually see a fight going down. Porous Cloud taken very low. The flash coming out from Topagay, and he is going to be taking first blood in that top lane. Again, she needs to wait to at least level 3 if she wants to try and fight him out. The auto attacks are going to be like one of his ghouls rely on auto attacks to actually set off. So as long as she can prevent that, she can prevent quite a bit of damage. Something she needs to look out for. Meanwhile, in that bottom lane, True Clash taken down to half health. She will have her own potions to just. Actually, she's not going to pop them just yet. She'll need to be careful though. And about that clarity and teleport into that bottom lane, they are just lacking absolute dueling pressure. They have no heal and they have no exhaust or ignite. So there's absolutely no pressure in the early game for that Corki and Jenna. They're just going to be able to take control of that lane and not give it up. They'll rely completely on their own skill to try and outduel that Corki Jenna. And with the shield, either Storm onto Corki, the auto attacks are going to be doing way too much damage for them to deal with. They'll need to play very, very safely. And as we can see, a CS deficit already building up in that mid lane, 25 to Corki compared to that Twitch's 16. That's already going to be expected, especially in that lane. Twitch not really the strongest in the early game. Corki definitely going to be able to outduel him, but that lead could definitely increase even further if that Corki picks up a stray kill or two. And talking a little bit more about that Olaf pick. Now, it's really strange to me because The Crunchyroll team lacks a tank. They'll have a pseudo tank in the form of an Olaf. He'll probably pick up a damage item or two, and then go for tank items. But if you look on Blackberry, they'll have a front line in the form of a Mumu, locking everyone down. And with the amount of AoE damage that they have, the synergy between Lissandra, Ziggs, and the Mumu, and as well as the Corki, I did kind of misspoke about that. I said cut, but even the Corki right there, so much synergy in their comp. It's going to be really deadly if he gets a really nice Curse of the Sad Mummy out on to that Crunchyroll team. They're just going to be blown up so quickly, and they'll need to be careful about that. They'll be so vulnerable to getting caught out, especially since they rely heavily on the vision game to actually create picks. I think that's kind of what they're going for. They'll have the Twitch, they have the Lux, and they have the TF. I think they're going to try and play that vision game and go for a bit of a pick comp. That Twitch is definitely one of the scariest AD carries to be met in a 1v1 with. Oh, Flash being blown by True Clash. He is getting pretty low on health and mana. Oh, here comes Canadian Soup down into that top lane. No level 6 for the Canadian Soup. He's gonna flash right there, and it looks as though they pick up a kill, but Canadian Soup is going to fall as a result of it. Meanwhile, in that bottom lane, the Black Knight coming in for a gank, taking them down pretty low. Just the flash gonna be blown by the Janna. And a flash actually gonna be blown by the Lux as well. Oh, that was the previous engagement. Nope, no flash for her. So right now, York is looking pretty good. Has 2 kills for himself. Picks up the Tear of the Goddess, so he'll just be stacking that up. And the 2 items that he picked up last time looks to be he's going to be building a Hex Shrinker, which is a really smart call, especially against that Lissandra. We'll have to see if he's just going to continue building that. I don't really think that he'll be picking up 8 early Maw of Malmortius. I think he'll just go for the Hex Drinker and then try and focus a little bit on health. I don't see him picking up anything after that. Right now, a deficit in almost all the lanes in the form of CS. That Ziggs is pretty far ahead of that TF. Again, in that bottom lane, we do see that Corki being really aggressive on the Twitch. They don't pick up the kill. In that top lane, Porous Cloud does manage to slay that Yorick, but here comes TF with that gate. He'll be picking up that kill. A 1-for-1 in the top lane with a gank coming out from the Mumu and a roam coming out from the TF. But that does leave Ziggs alone in that mid lane, and actually Olaf will be there to just clear out that wave and prevent the tower from taking too much damage. He'll just be able to Saskal charge away. Really strange actually builds coming out from the Twitch. He picks up Berserker's Greaves as his first item. Now, that's not really something you see too much, if at all. You really just want to go for some damage in that lane just to try and farm out, because as it is, with only a Doran's Blade, the threshold for last hitting that minion is fairly low, and as the game progresses, he's not going to be getting all that stronger. If we look on the side of that Blackberry team, now that they have a Sheen and half the component of a Phage with that Ruby Crystal, the dueling potential is heavily in that Corki's favor, and it always was, which is something that they're going to need to avoid. If they look for a fight, it's just going to mean their death. They'll have to play very, very safe, but it doesn't look as though that Blackberry team wants to do it. The True Clash gonna be using his ultimate. Here comes a Mumu. Curse of the Sad Mummy is not up, but the Bandage Toss will find its mark onto True Clash, and he's gonna be falling to the Missile Barrage of Pro Viral. Now with the kill that they found in that bottom lane on the support, they can transition this over to a dragon for themselves. Olaf in that top lane looking for the kill. There's the flash coming out from Topish. Porous Cloud does get slowed by the Axe Ignite. Is going to be ticking, but the Frozen Tomb put it down onto himself. He's not going to survive though. He was not under the safety of that tower, so they could not back off. And that's going to be a kill going over into that top lane. Fortunately for her, her team does take the dragon, so that's going to give them a nice boost in damage. Some AD and AP for themselves. That top lane will fall, so just a bit of a consolation prize for that Crunchyroll team. Let's see what they do with this pressure. Now that they took that down, it does open up that top lane jungle for them, and if they can put down some vision coverage around some camp, spot out the Amumu, they can make plays off of that, either picking him off or making movements towards other parts of the map, and so they can take control of that. Right now, Provile and Wildching, they are actually pushing out the Twitch in that lane. Lux coming out with the roam, but that's just leaving her AD carry all alone. Trueclaw is actually making movements to that top side. I think that they're trying to put themselves in a 2v1. They're going to put themselves in a 2v1 position. York now in that bottom lane with Twitch and Lux in that top lane. Now this is a really late lane swap. Corki's already ahead. With this, they're going to try and minimize the damage that he suffered. Oh, Monsoon coming out from Wildching. I understood what he was going to do, trying knocking back the York, but it didn't work out for them. The exhaust going down onto that York. Missile Barrage gonna put him down to half health, but they're not gonna be able to continue the aggression. And right now, what Blackberry needs to do is immediately start lane swapping back, because there's no point in continuing this 2v1. Gurai Fox gonna be taking quite a bit of aggression. Leichmeister will not fall. He's taking. Oh no, he will fall. The minion auto attacks, picking up a kill for himself. Ooh. Meanwhile, Topaj continue the aggression onto Wildching. He's out of mana. Black Knight. Can he fall to the 1v1? He does. The flash actually gonna be forced out of Canadian Soup. The Despair will be able to take that. Now Provile will actually be forced away by that York. Even in a 2v1 situation, he's taken control of that game. Now that they know that they can't 2v1, this needs to be that turning point where they switch lanes again, can take control and shut down that Twitch. If he's able to just farm up in that top lane and left unchecked, he's gonna be a huge threat. And if he starts roaming out with his invisibility and picking up stray kills onto Corki, maybe not the Lissandra, but the Ziggs and the Janna, then it's just going to continually force Blackberry into an unfavorable situation. But they're actually going to leave Lux alone in that top lane. It's actually really strange. Corki hanging around in that mid lane, possibly looking for a kill onto that Ziggs. Meanwhile, in that top lane, Porous Cloud was able to get that kill onto Lux. Here comes Amumu. Is he looking? He's looking for the gank onto Leichmeister, but he's actually not gonna go for it. He doesn't have his ultimate just yet. I think Twitch, he's just gonna be content going back up to that top lane. That tower is going to fall. The minions being there, and I'm not too sure about that. They're just Lissandra just denied herself gold right there. Oh, there's the Monsoon coming out from Janna, but it's immediately a 2v2 situation. There's Provile using the heal and trying saving the support. The axe will not connect, so they're just going to be forced to back away from that. There's the knockup coming out, and he's taken very low. He actually has a team out right now. There's the Valkyrie coming in, a really aggressive movement. Now Topage needs to be careful. The Hex Drinker did pop, but it's not going to save him. That's a double kill going over to Proviral in that bottom lane. And he is going to be very potent as we get into the mid part of the game. Actually all of the outer towers have fallen for the Blackberry team. This just opens up the jungle for them, and now that Dragon's gonna be up in about a minute, they can definitely put some really aggressive wards, spot them out, and if they try and go for it with the advantageous position that they have right now, with only a Yorick picking up some kills for himself, if they try and fight, they're definitely going to win. Right now, we do see Adamumu just going to be taking away the Gromp away from Olaf. 4 members near that top side. I guess you could consider TF. Kind of in that mid lane. Right now, Aeon Samurai going to be caught out by the Twitch. There's the Banish Toss landing in. A roam coming out. Just did not work out for him. And that's just a really nice pick by that Blackberry team. I do not know what he was thinking. He needs to be a lot more careful about making movements like that. Now that he's fallen, there is just no way that this Crunchyroll team can fight for the Dragon. Porous Cloud gonna be forced to ult himself, but there's the Super Mega Inferno Bomb to take the kill onto that Lux. And right now, Pro Viral absolutely wreaking havoc. Black Knight just trying to join the fight. York will fall over to him. He's just going to be content with it. But here comes the teleport from Aeon Samurai to join the fight fairly late. He's back up and he's looking for the kill. There's the ultimate coming out from Mumu to lock him down. But he's walked in a little bit too far and he's going to be falling. That's a full ace. And only 1 member falling down for a Blackberry team. Like I said, they cannot look for fights like that. They are in no position to go for an extended fight. And with Twitch teleporting in and then just positioning terribly in that straight in the face of 3 members, you are just guaranteed to lose that. There was just no way he should have teleported that. He could have saved it for a more aggressive play or even a smarter play. Right now, with that second dragon, they're going to be having increased damage to towers, and their siege is already fairly powerful. It's just going to make it even stronger. If we look, Lissandra working on that Zanya's Hourglass, so now she won't be forced to ultimate herself, and instead put that onto another key target, such as that TF, or the Twitch, or even the Lux. Just someone to prevent any extra damage coming their way. It'll most likely be put down onto that Twitch. Ooh, Black Knight gonna be caught out. The Canadian Soup trying to go for the kill, but he doesn't have Despair on. What are you doing, man? Pro Viral is gonna be picking up a kill onto that Twitch, and here comes Topagate to try and pick something up. Gray Fox taken very low, but he'll be able to flash away. Pro Viral just cleaning up the fight over and over again. True Clash will be the only surviving member on the side of Crunchyroll. It's not looking too good. Here comes the Porous Cloud looking for something, but another Phosphorus Bomb to get the kill. They're going to be taking down that mid lane tower, and they're actually going to be transitioning over to that top lane. Lissandra already starting movements towards it, and a great rotation by this Blackberry team. Not too sure what Pro Viral and Wildching are doing. They're just leaving that top lane open. Yeah, they won't be able to get it. Had they made movements towards that a lot earlier, they definitely could have gotten it. It's already at half health, and that was only Alessandra and a Mumu. I'm not too sure why they were so focused onto that mid lane. Now Porous Cloud is trying to escape the Twitch and York. He does have the slow. He's going to be popping the Frozen Tomb down onto him. He's taken fairly low. Porous Cloud picking up a kill onto him. Pro Viral needs to be careful, though. He is at half health. The ultimate does come out from Lux. It's not going to secure anything. And this Crunchyroll team, they're in such disarray. I'm not too sure if that was the smartest call by the Olaf to pick up the Ravenous Hydra. His team desperately needs some sort of front line. Lichmeister gonna be using his ultimate in, but it's not going to get anything for him. They're just making these really aggressive movements. They're being really desperate right now, and they're just falling even more behind because of it. They're not making these smart calls. If they can just survive into the late game, they'll be so much stronger. They just need to allow Aeon Samurai to farm up and just achieve that late game status where he'll be able to just shred the enemy team once his ultimate is on. There goes Porous Cloud again, looking for the kill onto True Clash. He's going to be able to get it with that Icicle. Now Topagage, he's going to try and pick up a kill, but with the addition of Gurai Fox, I don't think he'll be able to get anything. There's the Banish Toss, and Curse of the Sad Mummy to lock him down. Whatever floats his boat. Porous Cloud in a bad position. He's forced to claw away, and the ultimate goes down onto self to prevent a kill going over to Leichmeister. Pro Viral, though, will be able to secure those two. Aeon Samurai, not gonna get anything. His Rat-a-tat-tat is up, but there's the claw going in. A flash coming in as well from Porous Cloud. The lockdown from him allowed himself to pick up a kill. This inhibitor tower will fall, as well as the inhibitor. The rest of the Blackberry team, they're looking to continue the aggression onto those Nexus towers. Gurai Fox just gonna be forced away. They don't have the means to continue the push, so they're just gonna back away from now after being so aggressive. Porous Cloud, not the greatest place to back right there. He'll just be given a kill over to that Yorick. Now Pro Viral, it looks as though he's going to be caught out. Monsoon used by Welching, but I think he'll just be content with sacrificing his life, his or her life, for the AD carry. Just two great picks by that Crunchyroll team. Lysandra, not so much. You shouldn't have really backed right there, but definitely the Corki, technically the Janna pick. Just a really nice aggressive movement by the TF to lock them down. And right now they just need to, the Crunchyroll team just needs to just stand back and wave clear in their base. They have such great wave clear with an Olaf, with a TF, and a Lux. There's no reason that they should be fighting, and there was no reason for Olaf to be in that position right there. There was no wards for him, no one on his team to assist him, and making a really aggressive play like that is just setting his team even further behind. Wild Ching trying to look for something, but he's going to be met with three members. Curse of the Sad Mummy will lock down Aeon Samurai and Topagay. It looks as though Twitch will be able to survive, but that York is not so fortunate. He's going to try and get something on to that Janna, but I don't think he'll be able to pack anything up. Now Pro Viral throwing out the Missile Barrage, looking for something. It's almost going to hit Twitch. Now, oh, there's the Stun card going down onto that Corki. He's going to be falling, but there's the Porous Cloud. He's just going absolutely insane. Olaf is trying to get something, but he cannot. Canadian Soup. He is low on mana, but he's still able to secure the kill. And now it looks as though it's going to be game. Crunchyroll team, it's only the Lux to defend the base, but here comes Yorick. He's finally spawned. The first Nexus tower is going to go down, but there's Porous Cloud using the Glacial Pass again to just go in after another member of that Crunchyroll team. There will be the ultimate from Ziggs to finish up that kill. Another ace coming out with 4 members. They're going to take down the second Nexus tower. 3 members have spawned. 3 of the carries have spawned. And they're going to try and get away. Canadian Soup will be sort of sacrificial lamb. Oh, no, he won't. He will not. It looks as though... Who's it going to be? It's going to be Gurai Fox. He will be the one falling. But he will fall as well. The TF picking up a stray kill, but falling for himself. Porous Cloud. His back is going to be stopped again. Except this time it's going to be by Black Knight. He's just not making the best spots to back away. Will Topage get this kill? No, he won't. He's finally just backed off. Two items, an Infinity Edge and a Trinity Force on that Corki. Compared to the Twitch that doesn't even have an Infinity Edge yet, he's just so behind. The teleport will be completed by that Lysandra, absolutely melting this Crunchyroll team. There comes Pro Viral to just try and pick up a kill. He's not going to be getting anything, but he will be getting that dragon. No, actually no. The enemy team got the dragon. Gurai Fox in that top lane though does fall to Lichmeister. So they're going to try and get something out of this, but with a huge minion wave in that mid lane and an open nexus, I don't think there's any way they can defend it. Corki will be there. That nexus is already down to half health. Janna is going to be there, and this is going to be game for the Blackberry team. They managed to beat Crunchyroll team in a really decisive game right there. There was just nothing that the Crunchyroll team could do. They just weren't making the right calls, and they really need to pick it up if they want to make it to those qualifiers. So that was the game. Remember to like, follow, and subscribe to After Hours Gaming League on their various forms of social media. You can do the same for me as well in the description below. And please remember to hit that subscribe button. I know I haven't really put out some of my usual content in quite a while, but I'm actually working on something right now. So give me a day. I'll probably actually put it out by tomorrow. So remember, stay tuned.